Hey, this is Judah Mantell for SceneForge Studio, and in this video I'm going to go over version 0.7.19. It has a couple of quality of life improvements, mainly relating to the timeline system, that I'm really excited to go over in this video. So the first is keyframe reduction. Now the way this works is as follows. Previously, if I were to record camera motion just by clicking and dragging, or even using the mobile app, if I were to record it, even if my camera is not being moved, it's still going to be recording keyframes every 1/10 of a second. And obviously for camera motion that's not doing much, it's not necessary, and we really only want to record keyframes when the camera is moving. So now it'll detect and be a little more smart about the motion, so it'll see that even if I'm not moving the camera at all, it'll now only record a single keyframe that has this position. So I can move it around, and then as I scrub through, it always snaps back to the single keyframe that we have. But if I were to record, wait a second, and then move my camera around a bit, wait another second, and move my camera around a little bit more, I can stop it, and you'll see now we actually have keyframes appropriately timed based on our motion. So we have nothing here, then the motion, then a pause here, and then more motion. This makes it really easy to select certain chunks of keyframes and retime them as you need, which just adds for more customizability and just more intuitive workflow, because previously you just see an endless list of keyframes and it wasn't really easy to understand what was going on. So now if you zoom in, you can see them and actually see what's happening. Now this is all great and it works exactly as you'd expect. It takes a second to generate or read them, and now we play the animation. But there was a little bit of a weird situation previously where you can only play back the timeline from the beginning, and this was kind of a frustrating limitation. So you can see if I add 2 keyframes over here, and I play from the beginning, it'll animate it as you'd expect. But previously, if I were to press play, it would immediately jump back to the 0 point. Now, it's really handy. You can scrub to any point of the animation and press the spacebar or press the play button, and it will properly play from that point. This works for video clips also, if you have a video surface on the timeline, or something like this, if I were to set up a video feed right here. Alright, so this is a video clip I have overlaid. You can see the camera moving as I click and drag. It's overlaid onto the camera's lens, and you'll see that if I press play, or I can scrub through and see the video, it's now much more accurate to the actual video clip timing over here. And I can retime it as well and play from any point, like so. It still does take a second to actually read the keyframes, especially when it comes to videos, but that's things that are always being improved upon in future releases. A couple other small bug fixes. When you select a primitive object, you can now accurately see the color, and it'll adjust accordingly. Previously, it was just a little buggy in the way this worked. Now it's fixed, which is really great. And finally, the Unity SDK has actually been updated to be much more streamlined, and it'll actually work in the editor as well, which is super useful. So let me show that off now. Alright, so here I have SceneForge Server open. You can see I have this rough composite of the lady moving, as well as the background. And I'm going to output this to Spout in this example. So I click Start Server. And now in Unity, even if the app is not running, as you can see, we're not in play mode, if I switch to Spout in the Server Manager, it'll detect SceneForge Server running in the background, and then if I open up the input monitor, you can actually see it running. It's really just a quality of life improvement that'll improve performance when working with networked video and other types of input sources like that. In the future, again, you'll be able to access the tracking in edit mode, but for now, because most people are going to be using the play mode anyway, it's not really necessary, but that will be coming in the future. There's so much more to come for both SceneForge Server, Studio, and the Unity SDK, hopefully some Unreal usage coming later. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or you can email me directly at judah@sceneforge.app. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.